Hello everyone and thanks for tuning in again. This is Gifted Media English and today we are continuing with the hot topic, can a foreigner be a chief right here in Ghana? And the constitution is going to be our guide this evening. I'll be reading out some articles in the constitution that have provided clear instructions on who should be a chief, who should be a king, and all those stuffs. It isn't as if the youth are just chanting and making noise because they don't want a foreigner to be a chief here, but it's something that is in our constitution, and no one dares to tamper with our constitution. And this evening, let's look at what is in chapter 22 of the 1922 Constitution, sections 57, Chieftaincy Act 2008 at 759. And it gives a detailed description of who should be a chief, and I'll be reading it out. A chief is defined as a person who, hailing from an appropriate family and lineage, has been validly nominated, elected, or selected and installed, enskilled or installed as a chief or queen mother in accordance with the customary law and usage. So let me break down the definition. What this means is that before you can be a chief in Ghana, you must come from an appropriate family. That's a royal family. That's the first criteria. And a royal family is a family that has been like existing in Ghana. Those are like indigenous Ghanaians. You are a Ghanaian. That's first of all, the family must be a Ghanaian, and there must be a royal family for that matter. And you, who is aspiring to be a chief, must come from that family, a royal family. That's the first criteria. Then you must be nominated from the family. You must be nominated or elected, selected, whatever. And you must be installed. That's the southern sector, and you must be enskilled. That's in the northern sector. That's another requirement. And they must follow all the lawful rights according to the tradition in that particular tribe or group of people. That is required to follow to make somebody a king. You must be installed or enskilled in that this rightful way as either a chief or a queen mother before you can call yourself a chief or a queen mother. But what happened in this case? It's normal for any organization or any group of people to have a representative. It has been happening. If you look at some of the northern tribes that travel to south here, we have like the Mamposi chief, like that is the way they like the Mamposi leader, let's say for Accra. So that person is kind of like a representative of the Mamposis in Accra. When a Mamposi have a problem or something, is that person they go to. Things like that happen. We have representatives. And he is just one of them. He's just a mere representative of the Igbos right here in Ghana. He's just a representative. And that is okay. So why should a tradition be held, like a ceremony be held at the point he's going to be like given that title? So the whole thing, he has been entertained from the very beginning. Some of those people that attended this ceremony, like they are prominent people, chiefs, and you attended that ceremony. Why then wouldn't he get such a courage to come and say he's establishing a kingdom? He called himself Ezewasore, and in their language, that's a king. And recently, there has been an issuance of a letter from the Nigerian Igbo top chiefs. Like they released a letter stopping all the Igbo leaders in different countries from using that title, because once you use it, you are a chief, and that is what he has taken himself to be. If you look at the scene in his house, like if you look at the arrangement, how his chair is, like everything, like it's a palace, and he's enjoying chieftaincy in his own way. And other people others are having the opinion that okay, he's married to a Ghanaian, and he also have companies here in Ghana, and he's living in Ghana legally. Yes, that one happens. But you know he can even be deported even with this legal documentation and his marriage and stuff. He can be deported. And under the Ghana Immigration Act 573, Section 20, it has given power to the Ghana Immigration Service and the Minister for Foreign Affairs, to deport anyone whose presence cause panic or unrest, and the people will be happy for the person's deportation. That particular section of the Constitution gives power to the Ghana Immigration Service to do that. So he can even be deported. That is not a basis. The marriage will not be a basis for him trying to take any grounds and do anything. So he can be deported. And the funny thing is that he's not only trying to be a chief, but he has also nominated sub chiefs. Can you imagine? They have nominated sub chiefs. That is how deep the thing was going. And I learned it even extended to the Northern Territory as well. So let's not see this as a joke, and let's not see those talking about it as bad people, because everyone talking about this topic want the good for Ghana and want to prevent future problems for this country. And I think I made videos on it already, some of the problems this can cause. Now let's talk about the land he's claiming to have acquired. According to the Land Act 2020 at 1036, which established a leasehold system for foreigners, what that means is that as an immigrant, you cannot buy a land that is forever yours. No, the land is given to you on a leash period, which is the maximum period is 50 years. So when you buy a land for 50 years, it's either renewed back to you or it can be taken away from you as a foreigner. That is what is in our constitution. So foreigners cannot buy land and take it permanently in Ghana. Lands are given to foreigners on a leasehold system. So I don't know if he's even trying to establish that village, Igbo village, meaning like everything about it suggests impossible, okay? It suggests because you cannot own the place and then after 50 years, maybe your great grandchildren are there and then they will have to renew. And what if they don't meet the terms and conditions for the renewal and they'll have to vacate them and stuff like that. So the whole thing is just weird that way, weird, not making any sense. And he said the dream has been abolished long time. If it is true, yes, that is good. It's a good thing for you. Is a whatever, I don't know the name. It's a good thing. Abolish that dream, because you are going to complicate your life and complicate the lives of your children, your grandchildren, your next generation, and complicate the Igbos in Ghana as well. So don't try. It's okay. Just stop, because the land is on a leash base. If you were not informed, that's what is in our constitution. And the fact that maybe today you are not taking on doesn't mean we wouldn't have a future of young Ghanaians rising that will put the law to work, and you'll be held accountable even some years to come. So the whole thing doesn't make sense. Everything just comes to a stop. That is what we just need from you as Ghanaians. I would like to use this opportunity to call on the Minister for Foreign Affairs, the President especially, because I've not heard him come say anything. I don't know whether he has spoken, but like I personally haven't heard him come to say anything. And I think the country is in a worrying state. Everybody is talking, people are concerned. Mr. President, please tell us something and let the rightful measures be put in place to curb this, because we believe in you and then we voted for you as Ghanaians, and this is a moment we need you to stand up for us and talk for us to let peace prevail. We do not need an Igbo kingdom in Ghana here. That is what our plea is. We don't need any Igbo kingdom here in Ghana. Please do the right thing and let Ghana continue to be Ghana and Nigeria to continue to be Nigeria. We are all different sovereign states. No one needs to oppress the other. Yes, so we don't need any Igbo kingdom. We don't need any Igbo kingdom here in Ghana, and that is it. So thank you so much for following up on the story. You those that have been following from the beginning, I really appreciate. And my prayer is just that Igbo kingdom is not established in Ghana because we are loving and peaceful people here in Ghana. We don't want any trouble. So we do not want any foreign kingdom here in Ghana. We are Ghana and we like Ghana the way it is. Thank you so much, everybody, and do have a lovely night. Bye.